Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and I wanted to update you guys a little bit and just kind of go over a few things that's going to be happening here soon with the Bison Workshop. Um, there's going to be a point where I'm going to be moving. I don't know where I'm moving. I don't know what state I'm moving to. I have no clue. Uh, I just got finished packing up my Dragon Claw, and I just sold it for some money towards getting moved. So it should go out tomorrow, and I wanted to let you guys know that there's probably not going to be any more projects. Projects are going to be put on hold until I get moved. Yeah, I'll probably try to update people on the move and the progress. We have no clue where we're going. Tomorrow is when the search begins. I mean, I did a little searching today with my son, and I was thinking that maybe I could get a place with my son where he's from in Winchester, Virginia, where I left from originally. And maybe get him started in his own place, but apparently that ain't gonna work. I'm not gonna get into why, because all I'll do is piss somebody off. I'm a little upset about it, but it is what it is. So I don't know where I'm going to end up. I may end up down the road somewhere if I can find a place around here, but there's not really a whole lot here, and what's here is not worth what people ask. So I don't know where Bison Workshop's going to be in 2 months, but all we know is that it's probably not going to be here. There's several reasons why I really don't want to fight for this place. Number one, every single time it rains, it floods the bridge out. When the bridge floods, there's no emergency help coming in, and there's no way to go out to get help. You're pretty much a sitting duck. If your house burns down, they're not coming to save you because they can't get here. So that's a little unnerving for me. Not only that, I've had nothing but bad from just about everybody in this neighborhood. If it ain't the landlord's daughter cutting my straps on my trash bin to be spiteful, or driving through the yard with their four-wheeler, they don't care whether I take care of the place or not. It's not mine, so I have no right to tell them to stay out of my yard. According to them, we know that's different, and that's not true. But that's just some of the shit that I have to deal with here. The landlord tells you one thing one time, and then the next time you talk about it, it's entirely different. He's never consistent. Everything that's said, you can pretty much figure on it being a lie, because he changes his story every time. So, that's another thing that weighs heavy on me, is the inconsistencies of his word. Alright, then the landlord that I do pay the rent to all of a sudden sends me a note and says, you need to start paying the rent to the landlord that lives behind me. I have a bunch of them, trust me. It's not a good scene. For some reason I have to pay him now. So I'm not understanding what's going on with that. There's just something fishy going on for him to think that it's okay for him to raise the rent from 300 to 700. That's more than double. First of all, the law is not going to allow that. But I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to spend my next 2 months getting the hell out of here and hope for the best for the next place. So that's where we're at. And if any of you guys are in a position and you do feel like helping, I'm not asking you for help. I'm just saying if you feel like you want to help, that's fine. It's fine with me either way. I'm going into it one way or the other with equal enthusiasm. So please don't think that I'm just pressuring you guys to help me out. That's not the case. If you feel like you're in a position and you feel like you want to help with the move, that's fine. I would greatly appreciate it, and it would go towards getting me a little bit further as to where I'm going to end up being. So I don't know if I'm going to be in Virginia. I don't know if I'm going to be in West Virginia. Who knows? I may end up in another state. I don't know. It just depends on what opportunity comes available for me and whether it's going to work. Because remember, I've got to have a building or a garage to house my benches and my shop. I can't live without my shop because I am a self-contained man. All my work gets done by me. If it needs to be fixed, I fix it with my own tools and my own metal. So I gotta have that. Until I'm too old to be able to lift a wrench, my shop's not going nowhere. I don't want to lose my shop. And if I lose my shop, I will probably lose my will to live along with it. So I don't want it to get to that point. So you guys can think whatever you want. Most of you guys are pretty decent guys. But I have a few people that are subscribed to me who they're only there so that they can find out what's going on with me so that later on they can use it against me. I don't play that game. If you don't like me, don't pay no attention to me. I don't want you paying attention to me. So, I have a lot of that happens. And if you don't know my situation and you don't know who I am and what I'm all about, I think it's best you keep your damn mouth shut. It's better to keep your mouth shut and look smart than to open your mouth and make a total fool of yourself. So I live with that goal, is to just keep your mouth shut unless you know what you're talking about. If you don't know what you're talking about, it's best to keep your mouth shut. So I hated to say that, but it needed to be said because of some comments that I had on my last video, and they just don't understand what's going on. When you have a body that has been beat as much as mine has, you keep your damn mouth shut. You'd understand why I'm not working at a job. I'm unable to keep a job for that very reason. So just in the future, mind what you say, because you will get blocked, and you will get blocked immediately. It doesn't take me very long to block you if I don't like what you say. For the most part, thank you guys who did have offers of wisdom and ideas, and I appreciate them. And if you do find yourself in a position to be able to help the shop out to find a better place, you can do so with PayPal at bisonworkshop@gmail.com. And I really didn't want to do this. I didn't want to ask nobody for help, but I'm not really asking for help. I'm just saying if you can. So if you still feel like you need to think bad about me, so be it. I can't control that. What I can control is me and who I am. And who I am is not going to change just because you think something that you don't know nothing about. So anyway, My next step is probably I'm probably going to take the money that I got from the Dragon Claw, rent a car, because my truck gets 8 miles to the gallon, and there's no way I can go all the way that far to Virginia to look to see if I can find a place. And that's not even guaranteeing I can find a place. I might go down there and find nothing and end up coming back with all that money spent for a rental car and a motel to stay in because I don't have no friends there. So, you know, that right there alone, we've estimated probably about $600. So, and that's not counting filling the car back up after I get back to the rental place. So, we're going to try to see if that's an option and just go down, spend about 3 or 4 days in a motel, and it'll help me get away from here for a little bit, maybe get a better perspective of what's going on. And who knows, maybe some other avenues might open up. So I'm one of them people that I don't care if I know you or not. If I need to ask you if you know of any place for rent, cheap, all they can do is say no. So my son, he can't figure out how I find places that cheap. And the only thing I can say is I just ask anybody and everybody, and I'm not too proud to ask. So I've been pretty lucky at being able to get places that my finances can handle. So, like I said, if you want to think bad about me, that's your business. If you don't, work with me, not against me. So, we're not going to end Bison Air Rifles and Parts.com yet. Pete over at AEA is going to help me out. He's going to try to promote some of my stuff so I can get rid of my inventory I have now. I've got a bunch of barrel bands for the shrouded. I've got a bunch of barrel bands for the shroudless. Challenger. I've got some cocky knobs, the knurled, and the O-ring ones. I've got probably about 15 shot trays, single shot trays for the Challenger 357. And yes, they do work for the 30 cals. There's not much of a difference. You're talking 50 thousandths of the difference. So I've never had any complaints, and I've had people buy them for the 30 cal and the 357. So I have those. I've got a few of the Avenger parts, which is the bosses, and I've got 3 of those left. And I've got 6 of the regular barrel bands, and I've got about 8 of the Picatinny rail barrel bands for the Air Venturi Avenger. .22 or 177, 22, and 25. So if anybody needs any of that, I've got them available, and you can get them on Bison Air Rifles and Parts.com. And I've had a few people ask me if I actually make the knurled, which tells me they weren't paying attention to any of my videos. And yes, they do fit pretty much most of the AEA rifles that has the 6mm by 1.0 threads. So if your gun has 6mm 1.0 threads, my cocky knobs will fit your gun. So once I get to the point where I'm ready to start tearing things down and tearing down my printers and boxing them up until then, I will be putting orders out. At that very moment, when I'm getting ready to pack things up, I'll be on the computer and shutting down GoDaddy or my website until I'm back up and running. And once I'm back up and running and got internet wherever I go, and my printer's all hooked up and everything's back in order, then I will open Bison Air Rifles and Parts.com yet again for business. So bear with me, guys. This is going to be a long, drug out process, and I'm still at the point where I have no clue what's going to happen. Now, if somebody in the surrounding Winchester, Virginia area feel like that you have a place that you would be willing to rent for $300 to $400 a month, you know what I can do. You've been watching my videos, so you know it depends on how you treat me as to how I treat you. If I feel like I'm being used, and believe me, I know when I'm being used. And if I start feeling like that I'm being used to fix your place up so you can kick me out, I know before it happens. I will know. I'm no dumbass. I pay attention to every little detail. I watch every facial expression. I watch every body language that you put out there. I am no dummy. So trust me. You got to get up pretty early in the morning to pull the wolves over this old boy's eyes. You can bet on that. Ask my son. He'll tell you. he knows from experience. So anyway, just bear with me, guys, and don't forget to have your Trump coffee. If you didn't, too late now, the video's over. So don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. And like I said, if you want to help, my email address is at the beginning and the end of every one of my videos. And I'll put a link to my Bison Air Rifles and Parts.com in the description. You guys have a good one. Later.